Gomez.
Hi,
Sigfredo, how you doing?
hi, Jax. I'm good. And you?
I'm perfect. Thank you very much. So
Good to.
I understand you live in, so you are Spanish,
Yeah,
but
yes,
you live in France.
that's right. I've been living in France since yeah, more than 10 years
Okay,
ago.
perfect.
But I was born in Spain. Yeah.
So, very good. So I don't know, with everything going on in France right now, with all the protests in the street and the strike, maybe you should come back to Spain.
Yeah, it's very agitated at the moment. Maybe I should take a break by going to Spain for a short break. Yeah, maybe.
So
Maybe.
where are you exactly in France?
I'm in Bordeaux
Ah,
at the moment.
well, at least
Yeah.
you have a wine there, which is good, you know. So
Yes. Yes, and it's sunny also,
good,
so it's
good. So,
yeah.
um, Sigfredo, congratulations on on your certification from
Thank
the Academy. You did a great job,
you.
and so you passed two phases: the phase of dubbing.
Yeah.
Um, what I would like to start talking about is really um, your first. Tell us about your experience in one of our studios. I know you went to Angoulême. It's a little bit more north of where you are,
That's right.
uh, and and so what was the experience going in a real studio? What really different, and we can start talking about that and comparing what we did in the studio, what you do in the studio, and what you do at home with Studio Next. So how
Yeah.
was did they welcome you well?
Yeah, for sure. Adrian, the sound engineer, and Lorraine gave me a really warm welcome. So yeah, it is a rather small studio, but it is focused on sound effects, bruitage.
Yeah,
But yeah, of course, I was really had a warm welcome, and I was excited to travel to Angoulême. I visited a
of,
little bit, and
of course.
yeah, and the ambience. I mean, when I went into the actual studio, uh, I felt like really in the context of recording voiceover and dubbing, and that really made a difference from, yeah, it might seem obvious, but I really felt more motivated, I think, I would say, due to the fact or actually being in the studio with the proper equipment and the sound engineer, not all alone at my place.
That's
So I really enjoyed the experience. Adrian really helped a lot with technical guidance and even proposed to give me some feedback on my recordings. That really helped.
you
So yeah.
received some help for your for your assignment.
Sorry?
I should deduct some points because you
Yeah.
had some help. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. 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 Maybe I cheated somehow,
You
no? Right?
did a little bit. It's okay. So
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. When you were in the studio, did you feel a little bit more isolated, more like in a bubble? Because when you are in a
Yeah.
recording studio, obviously
Yeah.
you are.
Exactly. I was some kind of in a bubble, but it was not a small vocal booth, but a bigger studio with yeah, all the equipment, and there was a little some sort of stage where there were plenty of objects to make sound
Yeah,
effects,
they do
etc.
text, they do Foley for movie, they
Yeah,
record also
yeah,
noise.
exactly. But when the sound engineer left the studio and left me alone in this bubble, yeah,
Yeah,
I felt like in a bubble because it is very well isolated, of
of course.
course.
And
And
And this is why also in the Dubbing Academy course, we talk a lot about how to prepare your surrounding, how to prepare environment. It's really important to prepare your place well when you record at home, because now with X, you can buy good microphones pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But the most important is the place. You have to recreate this kind of bubble at home, and it could be anywhere. It could be in a big closet. It could be in a room, but you have to think about being in the bubble. So one of the challenge is to really recreate that at home, which is not always easy, but you know.
Yeah, for me, that's the thing. It was not. I was having it hard to finally completely eliminate the room. I mean the reverb from the walls, because this is a big apartment, and I moved here some months ago, and I've tried lots of things with the closet and the duvet, etc. But I was not fully satisfied. So when I learned that I could actually go to a studio, I said, well, this is the chance to to have a good recording. But now, yeah, I keep on working on getting to properly have a good sound at my place. So
Yeah.
I hopefully I will succeed in the near future.
That's
To
very
have my
so yeah, the quality of your recording was great. So at least this is good.
Well,
The thing also, when you are recording by yourself at home, you don't have the sound engineer to help you. So and this is also another subject that we cover in the Dubbing Academy, how to become your own engineer, your own director, because you have nobody, and you have to judge your work, which is probably the most important thing to do. Because when you do something, you never know if you did well or not. But if somebody is telling you, yes, you did okay, that's much better. But if you are alone, you have to rely on yourself. So, you know, most of the time on the dubbing project, we have a director anyway. Because even if you record on Studio Next, the director can be online with you and you can communicate with the director, so that's fine. On some voiceover projects, a lot of people do that at home alone. And so you have to judge yourself. So that's kind of.
But actually I like that part of being your own sound engineer and your own art director and director, because well, I mean, in my case, for years I've been I have loved always played around with sounds and music in my computer, like with using synthesizer. I mean, just playing around with using sound effects, etc. And I love sound software. I mean, sound editing software. So the fact of having to deal with your own recordings and edit them, adjust the levels, etc. I enjoy that. And I am learning a lot.
Very good. So are you a musician too?
No, I'm not a musician. Well, I would love to be one, but for the time being, I'm just I cannot play an instrument. I'm learning how to play piano, but I am a choir singer. I've been singing in a choir for many years now, so I'm very sensitive to music and music.
And you see that the element of rhythm, pitch, timbre, it's exactly the same in dubbing as is music. I'm a musician, and all the theory I develop in the Dubbing Academy are coming from music, because it's the same concept. Great.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the fact that you are bilingual, if I understand correctly. And I saw that you are one of the few students that did one of the assignments in English and in Spanish. So that was interesting for me to listen to, because I noticed a little bit of difference in the voice depending on the language you were speaking. So tell us a little bit, when you speak English, when you speak Spanish. We can have a conversation, it's not an issue, but when you dub, what's the main difference for you in one language or the other?
Yeah, well, it's not easy to answer to this question, because I don't really know how, I mean, the approach when recording this dubbing in English, which is the first attempt to this exercise. I think I tried for the first time in English, because it was the Spanish version was not still available at that time. I think it was back in 2020 when I started. Yeah. So as I was practicing with the English version, I mean the English exercise, and I don't know, but today I would say that well, today I speak 3 languages actually. French is my second language today, but yeah, I speak English and Spanish, of course, my mother tongue. But so I would say today, when I did the exercise in Spanish, I had already been practicing a lot in Spanish, trying different placements or different different placements, because I had to create a character. Changing pitch, etc. And whereas when I did the exercise in English, I was less trained, I would say, and maybe I had not as much pressure as I had recently. I had to deliver to the assignment. I don't know, but to begin with, there are studies out there claiming that we change even personality when we speak a second language.
Absolutely.
I noted a quote by Ortega y Gasset, who is a Spanish philosopher from the 19th century, who said, "We are dressed in the languages we speak." So it's funny to
absolutely, and that's why I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, because I noticed some little differences in the way you approach a character. Now I understand that you had difference of training, but even so, you change a little bit depending on the language you do.
I agree. I agree with that. When I listen back to my recordings, there is indeed a difference between this character in English and in Spanish. And hey, what's the hurry? Hey, keep it. Yeah, I don't know. Don't really know, but maybe I have some influence from watching TV shows and TV.
Correct. And the accentuation is not obviously the same in Spanish and in English. The punctuation is not the same. So obviously, and so do you record a lot of projects in English, or you do only Spanish?
No, only in Spanish. Yeah,
in Spanish.
My professional assignments I did only in Spanish. Once I had to record short sentences and questions for a company based in the UK, but I worked from France, so I had to record some sentences in Spanish, but with 4 different accents. So it was Cuban accent, or from the Caribbean, if you want, Mexican accent, Catalan accent, and Castilian.
Oh my goodness!
So it was a nice
So was it the same text or?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It was a series of sentences and questions. I had to record it four times, changing the imitating these accents.
Interesting. That reminds me the last movie I did when I was working at Warner Brothers. The movie Storks. It's an animated movie where you have the stork bringing the babies. And you have two main characters, a little boy, little girl. And what we did at Warner Brothers for the Spanish version for Latin America, not for Spain. For Latin America, we did one neutral Spanish, and the main characters, we did different versions for Colombia, for Chile, and for Mexico. And so at the end, we had 4 different versions of the movie.
Yeah.
All the characters were the same, but these 2 main characters, we had one with Chilean accent, one with Colombian accent, one with Mexican accent.
Okay. Yeah.
But we changed a little bit the text also, to use some expression, some local expression, a little bit of slang.
Yeah. Sure.
But that's adaptation to the culture. It's what you did. This is great.
Yeah. Other things other jobs I did are very short e-learning content for a Chinese company, but it was very, very short, very small. And
so would you say that all these placements that you learn in the Dubbing Academy are helping you for your job? You feel more comfortable with your voice. You can play a little bit. In the Dubbing Academy, we say the voice is an instrument. Let's learn how to play it. So, what's your feeling about that? Let us know a little bit how you do. You feel better with your voice, more liberated? I don't know.
Well, definitely, I've been learning a lot thanks to this course at Dubbing Academy. Even though, I did the voiceover part and the dubbing part with a lot of time between them, but recently I've been working and practicing a lot. So I review the contents again of the training, and yes, of course, I am beginning. I feel that I am beginning to master the effects we can do with the voice.
The voice, yeah.
And I feel more reassured when for recording future voiceover assignments or even dubbing. Dubbing seems more difficult to me right now, more tricky.
Of course. The big thing, you have 2 main dimensions. You have to be in sync, and you have to change your voice. It's really, for animation, you do dubbing for live action, you don't need to change your voice. But dubbing for animation, if I want to do Marvin the Martian, I have to talk like that now, so I have to know how to master my voice, etc., etc. So
and it's also hard, especially hard to maintain the right placement, the right pitch during the whole length of the.
And that is a very good point, and this is showing you that when you do something which is not natural, so I can raise my pitch like that and talk like that, but little by little I'm going to go back to my voice,
when you become tired,
and I will lose the placement. So you have to be very careful and mindful about where you place your voice. But you're right, this is only practice. The more you practice, the more easy for you it is to reach the different placements. Very good. Tell me, how do you find, if you want to compare, obviously, your experience in the studio where you didn't have anything to do, good for you, besides listening to an engineer and recording at home with Studio Next, how do you compare both? I mean, with Studio Next, you have the freedom to record where you want, when you want. In the studio, you cannot say, I go to lunch and I come back after lunch, so you have to be on tight schedule. So you have advantages and disadvantages on both systems. Tell us about you, because you are one of the few who did both. So let us know both experiences.
Yeah, so both have their advantages, of course, and disadvantages, if you want. For example, Angoulême is not really far from here, so I can travel easily. But you need to, to plan your day according to the fact that you are going to need to travel to get to maybe have an appointment. So there are third parties that take part. So what I mean to say is that, going to a studio, it's of course the ideal environment, but you need to take into account that you are going to have to travel, and it takes time, and you just need to planify accordingly. Whereas working from home, well, it gives you more flexibility. I can, in my case, because I'm a translator, so I work on other projects at the same time. So the fact of working from home makes things more easier because I can handle them how I want, how I feel, and so I have plenty of flexibility and liberty. Whereas, the studio is not the ideal one, but we can manage, and the tool.
And on one point that is really important, what we try to do in the Dubbing Academy is to train people to do both. And you are the perfect example. It's not only learning one tool, it's also learning all the theory of the dubbing. So when you go in a studio, well, you can dub. So that's important. Some people think that you are really stuck with text and recording at home. But in fact, if you live in a city where you have recording studios, the student of the Dubbing Academy can go to any studio and become a normal actor. But you have to take your car, you have to wait your turn, etc. So anyway, very interesting. Do you have, Frido, any questions for us about the work in general? Do you have any question about dubbing, about the Dubbing Academy, whatever you want to ask?
Yeah, one main question that I have is apart from getting work, but just what happens after completing the training, meaning that does the Dubbing Academy plan for continuing education or like additional training after completing this course? So that means when we start with students graduate and start to get work, what happens next? I mean, does is it just up to us to continue training or practicing and working, or does the Dubbing Academy maybe in the future plan to continue?
This is a great question, and
more training.
I live in Barcelona now, and so we are planning on doing some workshops, so physical workshops in Barcelona. And this will be that would be a continuation of the Dubbing Academy. If you want, the course of the Dubbing Academy, it's like a reference. When you buy a book about mathematics, about painting, whatever, a science book. So you have all the information in the book, you read the book, you learn, but you always have to come back to the book and practice. It's like when you finish the book, you don't know to solve all the problems. So when you have two problems, you go back to the book and you look at everything. So this is a little bit the concept with the Bing Academy. It's like a reference book, and you go back and I advise you to really try to practice as much as you can, and we do sensation, trying different voices, trying different placements, and if you are in Barcelona, one of these days, we'll try to get on one of the workshops. We are going to start doing some workshops because we have a big studio in Barcelona with big rooms and nice recording rooms. We can have a real dubbing experience there. So
That would be awesome.
Sigfrido, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Very nice talking to you. Congratulations again on your certification.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And by the way,
go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I received an email an hour ago, I think, with the casting kit, which is I'm very happy to learn about this new. I mean, this is completely new in the Studio Next. So I'm excited to prepare this.
I forgot to mention that when the students are graduating, we are sending this kit, and you will see a different session in the kit, and you can try the different sessions. So this is giving us an idea about your ability to do animation, live action, of your voice. So it's easier for us after you in one of the categories of voices we have. So thank you for reminding me. I forgot it. Great, Sigfrido. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Continue dubbing. I wish you all the luck. And I say bye to everybody, and we'll see you the next Thursday of the month for episode number 5 of The Art of Dubbing, Shared Secret. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jacques.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Take care.